All right, folks, and we are back. Welcome back, all you crazy folks. Coming back for episode 2 of Ricky's podcast. That's right. This is the second episode. I loved it so much the first time that I decided to make a second one. So what do you know? The first one wasn't the last one. Crazy, right? That's right. I made these the same day, both on the same day. So if anybody's wondering, any of the cliffhangers getting resolved, I did pee. It felt very nice. Very good. Evacuating the bowels. That's right, kids. If you feel like you need to pee, make sure you do it. Because, I don't know, I guess it's healthy for your bowels or something. But yeah, I'm back. I'm ready to go. I had breakfast. Had a meatball sub from Subway that I had left over. It tasted very nice. Thank you for asking. but we're back. We are back. All right. And like before, just jumping in. Everything you see here, it's all off the cuff, all improvised. Nothing is written down, for better or for worst. This is just it is what it is. Doing it solo. Same day, but this time just a couple hours later, trying to deal with I haven't uploaded the first one yet. I'll get that done, but I thought I might as well record these now and then dealing with the upload later. But yeah, that's right, folks. Stalling for time, trying to get my thoughts together so that I can make this interesting for everybody. Yeah. Yeah, man. Jumping into the second podcast. No ideas. I blew my load on the whole, monkey shit, That kind of used all my available brain power just explaining some of that science stuff. Yeah, I hope you guys found that at least interesting, if nothing else. Really thought it'd be funnier. But, oh well, first podcast, I could have told you that it wasn't going to be too good. So, but you just keep making them. Hopefully they get better over time. I got these new earphones. They are very nice. I got them. They're a lot more expensive than I usually go. These ones about $75. The reason I got them is because my old ones were like the old cheap, like I think $10 ones. They'd just die after every couple months. So I decided to invest in a good set of earphones that should hopefully last me a little bit longer than a couple months. But we'll see. We will see. Yep. It's Sunday. Got the day off. It's very nice. Tomorrow's Labor Day, so I'll also have that off, which is very nice. I love it so much. No class. Yeah, man. It's so good. Life is so good, man. Life is just so good. Living this day of time here. What day is it? September 6th, 2020? Man, what a time to be alive, man. Just I can record a podcast. I don't have to go through a studio to get my shit out there. I can just upload it whenever I want. I've got I got computer and recording equipment just readily available to me. I can do whatever I want whenever I want to do it. Life is great, People dropping dead of coronavirus, but other than that, just don't go outside and you should be fine, man. That's right. Nothing like as if people weren't having enough trouble just, in their own self-isolation. Because I go around, everybody makes the joke. Everybody, just fucking everybody makes the joke of, everybody, I've been self-isolating since, the day I was born. you know, just that, I hear it so much. But the thing is, it's true. We spend most of our time indoors anyways. I mean, and except now we actually have, a concrete reason to do so. So now, people like, oh, go outside, you're gonna soak up that sweet, sweet vitamin D, bro. And now you're like, no. You can just be like, I'm legally obligated not to go out and get that sweet, sweet vitamin D. I'm just gonna stay here and, wallow in a pit of my own self-pity and remorse and regret for my past actions. Get to relive all those times from middle school when I was cringy as hell. Yeah, man, that's a suitable time. That's better than catching the fucking coronavirus. Just, living in psychological hell. But, it's not too bad. Because of it, I now have started a podcast. So for better or for worse, that happened. I still don't know if anybody's going to actually listen to this. So, I guess it's out there. I guess it'll be a thing to I don't know, hypothetically, maybe one day, hypothetically might have kids, might have grandkids, show my grandkids, roll them up and be like, hey, you want to hear what grandfather used to sound like when he was 20 fucking years old and didn't know shit about nothing? Well, you can listen to it now on Ricky's podcast. I still can't believe I managed to get that name for. Can't believe that Ricky's podcast. I managed to get that. It's bananas. Yeah, I'm thinking of I gotta add a profile picture to my thing. Yeah, I think I know what's gonna be. I wonder what the copyright system for images is when it comes to profile pictures, man. I don't know. I guess I'll just try it out, and if, YouTube's like, hey, this is copyright, you can't use this, then, I'll take it down, whatever, no big deal. That's right, looking at the clock right now, we're running at about 8 minutes, almost 8 minutes in, and the podcast still hasn't fucking started yet, really. It's just all introduction, all housekeeping stuff. Just all me just ranting at a fucking cameraman. I really should start taking notes. At least have some kind of pathway for when I can't think of anything. Because otherwise you just end up with this situation right now where I'm just, stalling for time, which winds up turning into the whole fucking podcast. But, sometimes it be what it be. Yep. Let's see. Yeah. Goddamn, man. Goddamn. Alright, let's do random joke. That's right. I started this podcast, and I still hold on to the possibility that I might go to some kind of open mic or something. Start a comedy bit just for fun. So here you go, random joke from my list of jokes of fucking, 2, 4, 6, 8 jokes I have. Yeah. I don't know. Let's see what I got written down. Here it is. Alright, here's a joke for you guys. Here's a little bit that I was working on here. A little bit of historical humor for anybody who cares. It's, my shits are like Dresden 1945, just an absolute carpet bombing. Pretty hilarious, right? So yeah, there you go. Get random joke of the day. Oh, I know what to talk about, man. I got So my sister, as she's also in high school. She's in high school. I'm not in high school. I'm in college. She's in high school. But she's in art class. And as you can imagine, art class, you need to, actually make some fucking art. So she was like, the teacher's like, yeah, just come down to the office, pick up your art supplies, so that we can get this class on the road. And of course, my sister, she's, of course, she can't go pick it up herself. So she's like, hey, Ricky, you go. You go get it. So I'm like, yeah, all right, I'm cool. I'm the best brother ever, so I'll go pick up some art supplies. So I go down to the high school, and I park, of course, pull a fat big dick move, just, boom, baller, front row of the teacher's parking lot, just wham, just establish my dominance immediately. Front row teacher's parking lot, boom, get there, come out the door, walk in, go to the front office, and the receptionist is just like, she's clearly been through an ordeal, because no normal human beings, like, I walk in and she's just like, what do you want? And I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm not about to start no, confrontation inside a school, a high school, my alma mater. So I just like, all right, whatever. I guess she must be having a long day, so I'll excuse her being, a bit of a jerk, very informal, gave me a bit of an attitude. So I go up there and I'm like, yeah, I got some art supplies I need to pick up for, I don't know, I gotta make up a name for my sister. A fake name. Fucking, maybe that'll be another thing. Sister name reveal at 100 subscribers along with my name. Let's call her Sarah. Yeah, that's my sister's name. We'll call her Sarah. Yeah, I don't know if people will probably figure it out. But anyway, Sarah, I mean, so it's like, I gotta pick up art supplies for Sarah. She's like, yeah, all right, you got a teacher's name? And I don't know the name of her art teacher's name, so I'm just like, just pull like a full-on King speech, like that movie, The King's Speech, just, So, so she's like, oh, but I need the teacher's name in order to do anything. I can't give you the art supplies unless you give me a teacher's name. So I'm like, okay, let me see if I can find it. So I whip out my text messages. It's like, okay, let's go hunting down, see if she mentioned the teacher's name somewhere. I found out later she totally did send me the teacher's name, so that was kind of my bad. But I'm looking for it, and the receptionist just pulls it out, just whips it. She just had him in a box, just like right next to her. And it was they're just there, organized by student last name. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty weird. So, I'm like, all right, well, thank you. I take it, didn't make much sense. But I'm like, whatever, I got it, mission accomplished, I'll just do my thing. All will be well, So I'm like, okay, I get in. I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of hungry. I didn't eat breakfast. So I'm like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm a good little Mexican boy. I'll go to the Taco Bell. So I go to Taco Bell. I say good little Mexican boy, but God, man, if you're any kind of Hispanic and you're going to Taco Bell, just for any kind of authenticity, your Hispanic card should immediately be revoked, which I don't mind. Whatever. Anywho, race card. Beyond that, that sentence just fucking face planted. Anyways, so I go down to the Taco Bell, man, and dude, I love the shredded chicken quesadillas, man. That's my bag, bro. Shredded chicken quesarito, throw in like a chicken chipotle griller, a couple of those, maybe depending on how I'm feeling, maybe I might replace one of those with like a bean and cheese burrito, no onion, no red sauce, because I'm just I'm just white like that, I can only stand the bean and the cheese. But yeah, that's my bag, man. So anyways, yeah, if you want to know Ricky's Taco Bell order, there you go, just like rock up, give me some Taco Bell. Anyways, I'm going up. I'm like, yeah, I'll have the chicken quesarito. And I didn't know this. Apparently, the quesarito, they got no quesarito. I'm pretty sure they were like, and I'll tell you what really happened. I roll up there, and it's a female employee who answers up at the drive-through. I roll up, and it's like, hello, welcome to Taco Bell. May I take your order, please? And I'm just, I have a chicken quesarito, and then suddenly a man answers, just a deep-voiced, I don't know, fucking Shaquille O'Neal, just like, sorry, sir, we don't have any quesaritos. And, I'm like, okay, all right. And, and what do you do? I mean, actually, what do you do? I mean, here I go, trying to encourage some interactivity, but comment down below, man. Do that YouTuber thing. Comment down below. What do you do? What do you actually do? If you go to order something and they're like, yeah, we can't get that for you. And that's like all you wanted. Just all I wanted was a single quesarito. And they're like, sorry, man, nothing. We don't have it for you. You're going to have to, sorry, buddy. And I'm just like, so what I do, I'm just there and I'm just like, oh, all right. Well, bye then. Yeah. I just fumble my way through it, and I just kind of move forward, and just wait it out because there's people behind me. So I'm just like, I can't back out of it. So I just go forward, go through the drive-through, take the hit, and just when the guy in front of me goes, I just go with him. So not only that, but like, the guy sounded so sad, just so sad when he was like, sorry, man, no burrito. Like a puppy died. He just sounded so sad. And I'm just like, okay, buddy. I mean, I like that you have some empathy for me and my plight of not getting a quesarito. But if I'm being totally real, I mean, your quesaritos aren't that good that they warrant just, just instant devastation when you can't get it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So anyways, yeah, so Taco Bell was a bit of a bust. Couldn't get a quesarito. Sad day. But, all right, whatever, In-N-Out Burger is kind of right down the way, so I'll just get a burger. Get a burger. It's all good. Get some of that fat protein with those fats and the cheese and the veggies and shit just congeal inside my soul, and, I don't know where I was going with that, but anyways, I go to the In-N-Out Burger. I'm driving in, and these two cars they just get into a head-on collision just right there in the parking lot. Just boom, bitch, And they kind of fuck each other up too. It's like the front of the cars are just totaled. I don't even know how they did it. I didn't actually see the accident go down, but I roll up and just see them coming out of their cars as they're coming out of their cars. So it like just happened. So, nobody was badly damaged because they both got out of their cars. So they must not be terribly injured. But yeah, just head-on collision right there in the parking lot. Just fucked each other up. I mean, yeah, they messed each other up, man. Funny thing, yeah, that was right in front of the In-N-Out Burger parking lot area. And I roll in, and like in the parking lot in the In-N-Out Burger, there also happens to be just like a paramedic truck just there. So it's just like, man, if there's like, have you ever seen anything more perfect in your life? Just head-on collision goes down in your parking lot, and like 3 paramedics just happen to be eating lunch at an In-N-Out Burger. But it's neither here nor there, man. So I'm just like, you know what? I didn't actually see anything go down, so I'll just go about my day. I don't have to deal with this. I mean, I'm really not a witness. I couldn't attest to whose fault it was or anything like that. So I'm just like, all right, it's fine by me. So I just head in. I'm like, all right, I get a 4x4. That's right, like a real boy. Just quadrupled the meat, quadrupled the cheese. Just fucking lather my shit, man. So I get in there to go and order, and dude, the cashier, man. Here's the thing about In-N-Out Burger, man. The cashiers are great. You can clearly tell that that they really have their pick when it comes to cashiers at the In-N-Out Burger. I don't know how they do it. I don't know what differentiates like an In-N-Out Burger employee, like their hiring process versus like a McDonald's or a Taco Bell, but their guys are just so much better. Just the quality of the employee, it's just, I mean, it's just great. I don't know how they do it. I mean, some people, I think I've heard some people saying that it's like a privately owned company as opposed to like McDonald's and Taco Bell that I guess are, they've went public, so, people got stocks in them and stuff. So I don't know, maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's totally wrong and I'm just making that up, but, I don't know what it is, but they get good guys. But I go up to the cashier though, and this guy he just looks just tweaked out of his mind, man. Just like, and I mean, you can't see me, man, but he's just like, just manic, He's just like, hey man, you want a burger? Yeah, what do you want? What do you want? He's like, all right. And, I kind of purposely like talk a bit slower because I'm like, dude, you gotta chill out. Again, burgers, they're great, but they're not that exciting. So I'm just like, yeah, I'll have a 4x4 with cheese. All right, you want it with the cheese? You want it with the cheese? Oh, you want onions with that? Say, yeah, I'll have onion. Sounds pretty cool. And all right. You want a drink? So yeah, no drink. So okay. You want fries? So no fries. So that was just weird. I make the joke in my head that he must be on crack or something because Jesus, man, look at this guy. And then he actually does like, the scratch the arm thing, which is just banana. I mean, I don't know. Probably just a coincidence. I doubt that they would ever hire some kind of crack addict at an In-N-Out fucking burger, but I don't know. It was funny. I laughed afterwards, I had a good time. But the real fun, man, I sit down waiting for my order. They call my order number, whatever the fuck it was, and I go up there, and the guy's like, hey, you want ketchup? And he's like handing my bag saying, no, I don't want ketchup. And he pulls it the fuck back, and he's like, no ketchup? It's like, yeah, no ketchup. It's like, you sure? It's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. And it's like, I didn't get fries with it or anything. Why would I need ketchup? Just to slather on my burger as if there ain't enough on there? I mean, is it really that crazy? Is it really that just, that confounding that it's just like, what? No fries? What are you, mentally ill? What do you mean no fries? Yeah, no fries. All I asked for was a burger. It's cool, man. I didn't know it was that crazy to not want fries. But he's like, all right, well. All right. But what trips me up, man, he pulled the bag back and then just handed it to me. It's like, all right, well, fine. Fucking ruin your burgers. None of my business. It's like, all right, well. Thanks anyways. So, yeah, that was pretty crazy. Pretty wild time. But, yeah, the guy was just so fucking befuddled. Just like, no ketchup. It's like, yeah, no ketchup. I'm a gangster. I don't need no ketchup on my burger. That's right. I'm a real hardcore hoodlum, man. I don't get ketchup on my burger, and I go 5 above the speed limit, man. What are you gonna do about it? So, anyways, that happened, and then I get into my car. I'm gonna go home, and just the cherry on top. It wasn't even that big a deal, but it's just after everything else that happened, it just like, yeah, of course that would happen today. But after it all, I'm just like sitting there at the stoplight, and this guy is trying to turn left and just boom, mounts the curb like a fucking horse, and just goes on and for like 10 feet or something. And then I guess somehow finally realized, oh, I guess, the world's a bit crooked. I should maybe get back on the fucking road. And then he does. So, so luckily, no pedestrians. So, I mean, nobody was hurt, obviously. That'd be a totally different story. That would have been the whole story, man. But yeah, guy just fucking mounts the curb, has his way with it, and then just as soon as it started, just boom, he's off. And thus concludes the end of that story. But yeah, that was all happened within the span of like an hour or two. So that was pretty crazy, man. Pretty bananas. Man. That's the thing about staying indoors all the time, is that you don't get to see shit like that. That's something I always felt, man. Because it's how I feel about staying inside and just going about your business, whatever you do, whether you binge Netflix, you just shred some fucking video games, or, you read, whatever it is you do that's indoors and doesn't involve other people, is that you miss out on the world. Like, and it's also how I feel about walking around with like earphones in. Because, and I say all of this to talk shit about other people, but I do all of these things. I binge that Netflix. I watch those, I, shred those video games, man, I mean, I'm the prime example of what not to do, man. And also, I also wear my earphones in public just to, listen to my stuff while I'm walking down the street. But the thing is, like like the few times when I don't, I see it's like I always catch something that's just great. I don't know what it is. Just some good stuff, you know. I mean, you listen to your stuff for entertainment, man, but there's plenty of entertainment to be had just walking around on the street. That's one thing. If I ever get just like suck a dick rich that I can just, afford it, just walk down the street and just walk around. Just listen to people go about their business. That'd be great, man. That's what I want to do. One of these days. Yeah, I'll go like drive across the country and they're like, "Hey man, what are you going to do? You going to visit the Grand Canyon? What, Yellowstone National Park? New York City?" Nah, bruh. I'm just going to sit in a cafe and just fucking stalk people. Yeah, that's going to be my day. Free, I guess. I mean, you got to pay for your coffee or your soda or whatever it is you get at the cafe, tea. But other than that, you're good. Uh, yeah. Anywho, what the fuck was I talking about? Man, I got the memory of a goddamn goldfish. Okay, work it back, work it back. Stalking people in cafes. Across the country. Yes, that's right. So yeah. But yeah, and they're all little things that you can pick up on. Oh, by the way, if you can hear it too, yes, again, I'm still in the creakiest chair known to man. I'm not going to oil it, so, have fun listening to that for an hour. And it's all small stuff, man. You hear this stuff on the street, it's all small things. Just like, like I just walked down the streets, and it was like that scene from The Room. It's like, yeah. Oh, and I was talking to my mother, and I was like, yeah, I definitely have AIDS. So that happened. And you're just like, oh, all right, this fine young lady has AIDS, so maybe shouldn't pound that. Not that I get out that often. But yeah, man, just everything, it's all small things, that just make you appreciate living your life. You can see these tiny little stories of just, you see like a freshman looking for his class because he's just totally lost. And it's just like, hey, I used to be that guy. Hey, man, all the adults in your life told you it was going to get better, but guess what? It gets significantly worse. Yeah, I can't believe that, man. Yeah, you remember when you was in like middle school, high school, and they're like, and remember, kids, if you're feeling depressed now, just know that it always gets better. No, it doesn't. It gets worse. It gets significantly worse, man. I mean, not to, yeah, it kind of gets better because you're more just, your brain can handle it better. But in terms of what actually happens, no, it gets way worse. You get better at dealing with, the bullshit, but yeah, no, it gets totally worse, man. Yeah, middle school, high school, what do? Your only job is just school. It's all you have. All you gotta do is get that essay in on time, write that book report, solve those math equations. That's all you gotta do. That's your whole gig forever. And you don't even have to do that good at it. Everybody's like, you gotta get this, high achieving parents are like, oh, you gotta get those straight A's. You gotta get those straight A's. Like a B or two is okay, but A's, man, you gotta get those A's. But And I guess it's kind of important to get into college, man. But in terms of, I mean, as long as you do reasonably okay, I mean, you'd still graduate. Depends on what you want to do, man. If you want to be like a doctor or some shit, yeah, you should probably go for those A's. But if you're not getting A's, you shouldn't be a doctor anyways. It's one thing that I was thought that it's crazy. Doctors, they're people, you know. They're not like fucking robots. They don't have like a book that's like the guide to how to be doctor. They just have their opinions. They go through medical school, which is just a fuck ton of shit that they just got to know and deal with. And it's terrible. And then they get trainings on trainings, I'd assume. I'm not a medical student, but just from what I can tell, it's just like years upon years of all of it. And then you come out the other side, now you're a doctor, but you're still a person. You still make mistakes. You still, not everything you do is going to be correct. People mess up. That's what that's what I always thought was bananas, man. Like I used to go to the medical center here for my stuff, and you can tell that they're like the equivalent of like, they're like the medical equivalent to the public defender, man. Just these guys are just brand new to the practice, so that they're not gonna be totally with it, man. Because I mean, I don't watch a whole lot of court stuff, but you watch a courtroom thing, you can tell which one's the more experienced lawyer, man. A lot of the time, if like the guy's got the public defender, you can tell who knows what they're doing in those situations. Even between like prosecutors, man, you can tell which one's like the A team prosecution and which one's the B team that they just send after just the fucking junkies and shit. But yeah, just at the medical center, and just, I don't know, that was a weird time. My first and only time going to that medical center for just a normal physical. I go in and it's just like my trial run. I'm just like, all right, I got this new doctor. I'm going to get a physical. It's going to be great. Well, doctor, she's actually the nurse practitioner. I'm not going to out anybody. Because, I mean, I should tell you that, I met her. She's nice. She's great. As a person, she's wonderful, I only met her the one time, but she seemed pretty great when I met her. But anywho, I get there, and, I'm in there. I'm waiting the room. I'm in the waiting room. They call me in. I go in. And the lady that sees you first before the nurse practitioner or whatever, that takes your height, your weight, your blood pressure and all that. She takes my blood pressure. She does the thing squeezes around my arm, comes loose, and she looks at it, and I forget what she said. It's just a whatever over whatever. And she asks me, just like, "Does this look good to you?" And I'm like, "I don't know. Is it good?" And she's like, "Yeah, it's all right, Not the best, but at the same time, not the worst." And I'm like, that does absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm like, and she's like, "I don't know, does that seem good to you?" So, I don't know. I'm not the medical professional here, I didn't go through fucking 6 years of bullshit to become a doctor or whatever the assistant is. So, so that was pretty weird. Yeah, I just got the vibe that she was just brand new at the job. I don't know what it was. So that happened. I go into the office. I'm just like, yeah, that was pretty weird. Asking me whether or not my blood pressure was good. So I'm sitting there. Nurse practitioner comes in. Finally got to meet her. She's all, yeah, how you doing? Doing good. How are you? Doing great. What are you here for? Here for physical. Just trying things out, trial run, just, making sure everything is all bueno, before we seal the deal. And, she's like, all right. But first, let's take a look at those ears, baby. She didn't actually say that, but she's like, yeah, let me look at your ears. She just takes a tube, just like with the light, looks down my ears, and she's like, oh, yeah, these are gonna need cleaning. And she just takes a fat metal rod and just like goes to town on my ears. Which, to be fair, I mean, let's be honest. While we're being fair here, man, it felt pretty good, man, to get all that earwax out of there. It felt pretty nice. I mean, I would love to, I don't know how that's done. I don't know if there's other ways to get that earwax out of your ear, but, besides just doing what she did and just taking a metal rod to your ear. Sounds dangerous to do by yourself. But to be fair, if it was pretty nice. I could hear better, man. It was pretty great. But let's be honest though, pretty weird. First meeting in your life with a person and it just immediately you go for the ears, man. So anyway, she cleans out the ears and it's all, all right. Looking in, looks all right, looks clean. You should be good. I'm trying to remember all she did, but it was just a normal physical. Just like, whack that knee. Yeah, reflexes are all good. All right, just looking at you, you don't look fat as fuck. You could stand to lose a few pounds, but you aren't fat. So everything just goes down pretty normal from there. But, what really trips me, and the reason why I left really came later, because all of that, I'm like, yeah, that was pretty weird, but, first impressions, man, That's the way I always felt, man. First impressions, people always say that first impressions mean everything, man. The way someone thinks about you at first is the most important meeting ever. I disagree, man. I think you could totally get past a first impression. If you meet someone for the first time, they seem like a bit of a dick. You can always get past it, I think. So, you can always just kind of, because once you know a person for a while, you don't even remember the first time you met them. Unless it's like, super meme worthy. But, I mean, So I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. So I went to set up another appointment and they just wouldn't call me back. I don't know what it was. I don't know if they didn't like me or something. It seemed like said that they were just so busy. But yeah, they wouldn't take my calls. They'd send me all to voicemail. And once they answer my voicemail, they're just like, yeah, we can't get you in for like another, years. So have fun with that. So yeah, so I left them. I'm not with them anymore. Sad days were had by all. Man. So yeah, just ranted about my high school, going to get that art stuff, and then now we got a story about the doctor, neither of which were particularly interesting, but whatever. We burned through like 40 minutes just with all of that. Dang, man. I don't know. I know I'm going to get better at this as time goes on. Just being able to just talk, go from subject to subject, get those just chef's kiss, just seamless transitions. I'll be able to get those down. Because second episode, I already feel much better at it. But first, water, man. Dude, water's the best. Water's actually the best. I know that I'm a caffeine addict. I like my sodas. I never really got into coffee. I don't drink coffee. And I'm not sure you should drink coffee. Let's be real, man. Let's just be real, man. Caffeine, definitely a drug. Definitely a drug, man. Without a doubt. You definitely get high off caffeine. I don't know why people don't see it, but yeah, definitely. It's definitely a drug, man. And I would be, I don't know. And it's not as dangerous, but, I don't want to get too dependent on it, as with anything. So, yeah, that went absolutely nowhere. Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Unless you want to, Don't do drugs. Unless you want to be cool. But, yeah, don't do drugs. It's probably not going to wind up well. Unless you want to, maybe you should do drugs. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're the type of person that would do well with it, Just, I don't know. It looks like they're about to make some stuff legal. Weed's on its way to being legal, man. I can feel it. Maybe like maybe even next 5 years, man. 5, 10 years, definitely. Weed's gonna be legal. I can already tell. Definitely. But who knows what else they'll go with, you know? Maybe maybe the psychedelics will get legal, you know? You know, LSD, ayahuasca. Who knows what they'll make legal, man? I don't know. If they do make it legal, at the very least, it'd be nice for them to get safer. That's really the only thing. You know, not to get political, but I'm just gonna go there. I mean, you know, I don't know. That's one thing I wish. You know, I always wish that they make it legal. Everyone's like, oh, make it legal and then tax it. That way they can get taxes. You know, you guys like taxes, right? So just make it, you know. But, you know, but really what I think would be a benefit is just to make it all safer. Everything about it, just the whole process, doing it, buying it, producing it. You know, maybe you'll have, you know, less shootouts just in the streets over, you know, these fucking gangs and shit, you know, fighting over who gets to deal their, you know, shitty meth where, you know. And that's the thing, you know, it's shitty meth, shitty stuff, everything. I mean, meth in general, I've never tried it, of course, but from what I understand, you know, pretty shitty. But, you know, I don't know. I don't know. That's right. Political Talk with Ricky. That's right, that'll be my next channel. I'll start a political channel right after I start my ASMR channel. That's what I'll go. Yeah, I'll go the podcast, ASMR, politics. I gotta get these in check. Yep, that'll be my thing. Just every episode, I'll start a new YouTube channel that will never have a video uploaded to it. So, have fun with that. Anywho, we're here. We're there now. You know, we're rounding up on the end, but, you know, while we're kind of in the semi-middle, remember, you know, I don't know, you know, just fucking obliterate that like button or something. Like and subscribe if you want to. If not, whatever. Fucking, again, nobody's gonna see this anyways. Nobody's gonna listen to this. Who would care? Who would stick around for fucking 42 minutes and 50 seconds just of this absolute dumpster fire of a podcast? Who would do it, man? Who would do it? I wouldn't do it. I don't even listen to my own podcast, bro. Why would I ever expect anyone else to do it? I don't know. But you know, I'm here. I'm doing it. Making it happen. I don't know. You know? Kind of just started this because I was bored. Didn't have anything to do. So I'm just like, hey, just start a podcast. You like listening to yourself talk, and you talk to yourself fucking all the time. So, you know, maybe people would like it just to, you know, listen to you rant for a fucking hour straight. But I'm like, man, you know, I don't know. I don't want to get into the mindset that I gotta one-up myself every episode, you know. Some of the episodes can be shit, you know, and that's just, you know, that's just the way they are. Just let a shit podcast be shit. You know? Who cares? Yeah, just had one of those moments, man. You ever have one of those moments where you're just, you know, you're in the middle of talking and you're just like, and you just stop in the middle of a sentence because you realize that not even you give a shit about what you're talking about. I don't know. That's something I've been doing. Just like, I'll start talking, realize that it's fucking bullshit, and then I'll just like, you know, just shut the fuck up. Nobody gives a shit. You know? If I don't care about what I'm talking about, why would I ever expect anyone else to care? That's the thing I always wonder about, like, because anybody, if you've been in college, man, you get those professors that they just, you know, They just lecture the whole time. The whole time they're up there, it's just all lecturing. And it really makes me wonder, how can you get up there and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna rant at these kids for an hour, an hour straight, and yeah, I'll just expect them to remember everything I fucking say. Take notes in their shitty little notebooks and just be like, yeah. And there's gonna be a test on it later this week, so hope you've been memorizing all the shit I've been just spewing at you for nonstop. Bump the mic. Rest in peace, headphone users. But yeah. God damn, man. Dead air. How about that dead air, though? Dang, son. Yep. This is what happens when you start a podcast and you don't have, you don't have anything written down. No preparation goes into it. You just wind up with one of these moments where you're just, boom. I just shredded through 2 stories. And then, bam, the podcast just fucking face plants. Yeah, I'll try to get better at it, though. Keep doing these. The more I do it, I'm sure the better it'll be. Maybe my problem is that I just shout out just 2 podcasts in a day. I don't know if you're supposed to do that. I mean, of course you can do it if you get to a point, but for your first time ever recording a podcast, I don't think you should do 2 in a day. I'm not sure you should do 2 in a fucking, week or something. I don't know. The weekly format seems to work well with people. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe it'll be every week. I don't know. These first 2 were just fucking back to back, so, who knows. I'll see if I can get a guest on. I don't know. Again, nobody's listening to this, man. I don't know. Well, again, Justin might be listening to this. My boy. My bro. My broski. Justin. Mentioned him in the last podcast. He's still real, by the way. I'll get him on. Don't you worry, all you fans out there that are definitely listening to me ramble for an hour straight. But yeah, I'll get him on at some point. I still have to figure out where I'm gonna do it. But I don't know. More participation from the audience. Comment down below. What's a good place to do a podcast? You want podcast in the park? Just, get that absolute wind tunnel of the wind just blowing my shit around on. Not to mention the laptop here, fucking with the battery life of, I don't know what has a tiny battery life. A fucking Wii remote. Battery life of a fucking Wii remote. Just, it only lasts like an hour and a half. I don't know how it does it. I don't know what went wrong in this laptop's life that it can't last 2 hours without needing a power source. But that's just where we are. I don't know. I might get a new laptop. I'll keep you guys posted. Rather, I'll keep you guys posted. The one single person who's listening to this. Yeah, nobody's listening this deep into the podcast, man. Was it 59 minutes into the podcast? And the whole time has just been me just spewing bullshit into the mic? Who gives a shit, man? I should get a sponsor. Maybe I should just make up sponsors, man. I'll make up a sponsor, do an ad read. Fucking, let's do it right now. Fucking Coca-Cola, man. Yeah. Sorry, guys. Just got an email. Gives a shit. I'll read that after the podcast. Yeah, real professional, Ricky. Yeah, taking your emails in the middle of a fucking podcast. Yeah. Yeah, real professional. Just whipping out your phone. Well, who fucking cares, man? 50 minutes into the podcast, nobody's listening anyways. Who gives a shit? But yeah, just got an email. It isn't too important, so it can wait. nothing too pressing. It's actually pretty good news, so I'm just gonna I'll let it go. I'll save it for later. Read it after the podcast. It'll be great. But there you go. Even more professional fucking burping on a podcast. Beautiful. Beautiful job. That's right. That's how you know we're loose, off the cuff, spur of the moment. Just fucking taking your emails and burping on a podcast before you take just a swig of water. Just water. Beautiful stuff. Man, I love water. I can't even explain it, man. Water's just so great. Can you imagine? Because, you look at the elements, man. Hydrogen, obviously, first element on the table. One proton, just one electron, one of everything. It's the alpha. It's the first. It's the granddaddy of all the elements. Of course, great element. Hydrogen, beautiful element. Helium, same deal. It's number two guy, the lieutenant of all the elements. Of course, you got to give love to helium. And you just go down the line, that's about as far as I can get. I don't know what's next. Potassium, is that it? Yeah, sorry, all my chemistry teachers that I only know, in terms of listing all the elements in order, I only know as far as hydrogen and helium. But whatever, it is what it is. But imagine though, all of that, all those elements, just OGs, man, OGs of the system, and yet somehow we've developed two hydrogen atoms connecting to an oxygen atom to create water. And that's the substance to sustain all life on Earth. Mind blowing, man. I don't know how that came to be. I don't know why it's water and not gasoline. I don't know why gasoline isn't the thing to sustain all life on Earth. I don't know how water got to be the lucky guy. I don't know. But, water, man, it's beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. I love the water in both drinking it, like the ocean, Water. Love it so much I had to drink another drink of water. But, man. Yeah, choking on water on a podcast. Even more professional. But, the ocean, man, it's a beautiful place, man. I don't think it gets enough credit in, day-to-day life, man. But the ocean is beautiful. It's beautiful, and we know nothing about it. That's what makes it great. Where everybody's like, oh, we're going to go to fucking Mars, Saturn, We're going to look for intelligent life beyond our universe. Dude, there's intelligent life just on Earth right now, probably, in the ocean. There's probably some sea people who we haven't even detected yet because they developed some technology so advanced that our radar and stuff can't even pick it up. I don't know. Or sonar, whatever it is we use for water. Sonar, I'm pretty sure. That, it just can't pick them up because they're so advanced. They're just so OG. Probably older than we are, honestly. Think about it. We all came from the ocean, There's probably some sea people down there, and they're probably more advanced than we are. And those things are called orcas. Honestly. Dude, orcas, man. Sharks get it. Sharks get the mainstream appeal, which I get, man. Sharks are baller. Bro, you get a fat, get a mako shark. Absolutely, scary as shit. A hammerhead shark, just adorable. Just get that wide fucking head with eyes on both sides of it. I don't even know how you got there, but adorable shark, hammerheads. Great white, of course, just all the movies everywhere. Bull sharks and tiger sharks. Vastly underrated sharks, in my opinion, man. Bull sharks and tiger sharks, man. Because those are really the sharks that kill people, but nobody they don't get no representation, man, in movies about killer sharks. It's always about that great white, which, to be, great whites are baller. But, but bull sharks and tiger sharks are where it's at, man. But those get all the hype, which I get it. They well-deserved. Honestly, sharks can get it, man. Dolphins also get the hype because they're intelligent as shit. they got like their own language, their own like society and stuff, and they just and they're just beautiful creatures just to look at, beautiful creatures. But orcas, man, I don't know. You got Shamu. Shamu's pretty lit. Good killer whale, man. But dude, they're so beautiful. They're so beautiful, and they're just out there in the ocean, just living their life. Imagine. Well, think about all the things in the ocean, man. You got like octopi. They're just like these squiggly little creatures, and they're all mini mini mini. You got like all like the sea bugs, like the lobster, the shrimp, all those plankton, all of that, all those. They look all right, but they're bugs. They are bugs. Whales are pretty cool, but dude, imagine all of that and like a killer whale, man, out of nowhere, just that black and white, just just that color scheme, man, just in the middle of the ocean. After everything else, because everything else is kind of just one color. You think about it. I mean, great whites. You think of those sharks. They're kind of got the gray on the top, white on the bottom. And that's kind of the color scheme for a lot of things. They got like usually white on the bottom, whatever kind of gray on the top. But to have the black, because orcas, they got the white on the bottom, black on the top, but they got the white around the eyes. They're like the raccoons of the ocean, man. Except they're not, fucking psychotic. They just, and they're ballers, man. They're ballers. Apex predators, brother, They could kill anything if they wanted to. The only reason we live is that, it's just the pure, just kindness of their heart that we don't get murked every day by a killer whale out on the open sea. Yeah, I think I heard somewhere, man, that I don't know if it's true. Haven't looked this up, but I heard that like apparently there's been like no instances of killer whales killing a human in the wild. It's all been fucking SeaWorld and shit where you pent them up. It's like I go back to the last podcast on I almost said last week's podcast. No, these are going to be released side by side. But on the last podcast, I talked about those monkeys, Harry Harlow's monkeys, the rhesus monkeys, dude. And it's the same deal, except this one's not an experiment. It's just a fucking, it's just for our enjoyment. It's all it was. Just torturing these creatures, But it's basically the same experiment, except they don't have mothers. You just shove them into a tank. They can barely move, and just, you give them food and shit so they can survive. And the trainers, I don't know. I'm not an orca. I couldn't tell you the perspective of an orca. I bet it's pretty chill with the trainers a lot of the time. Because they seem pretty positive around because I've seen that documentary, fucking Blackfish, where, the trainers seem pretty chill with the orcas. At the very least, the trainers are having a great time, man. I mean, Jesus Christ. Talk about your wonderful jobs. Being able to just, mess around with an orca for a living, and that's your job. Jesus. That's pretty great. Pretty cool gig. But I don't know if the orcas are having a great time, but I would assume, it can't be all bad. But just the oppressive environment of just being in a tank, no friends, no family, just there alone by yourself. I don't know. Seems pretty, makes sense. It makes sense that an orca would go fucking bananas, and just murder a person. Because, imagine, I've said that on the last podcast, but just imagine, man, just like you're stuck in a box for your whole life and you know nothing about the open world. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're there. Just fucking thousands of people gathered around you, just screaming at you, How crazy must that be? What a bizarre life to have. Imagine being an orca, man, just like you're there. And you're just like, I don't know what kind of reincarnation or whatever, but you're just like, let's say you were, I don't know, an ant in your last life. You show up, and you're like, all right, Mr. Ant, we saw what you're doing. You're pretty chill with your queen, pretty chill with your colony. You helped everybody out when they needed help. You always gave what you could to save your colony. And in the end, you're just smushed by some dickhead human. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you a second chance. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna make you an orca. Oh yeah? Does that sound good to you? And they're like, hell yeah, man. Sounds fucking baller. I get to be an orca. And then you show up and it's like, all right, showing up in this orca body, just like, living it up. I get to eat some fish, hang out with my pals, be all intelligent and shit, be a absolute baller of the ocean, just murder everything if I wanted to, but I'm not gonna because I'm just that cool of a person. And then, boom, sudden realization, oh shit, I'm a SeaWorld orca. And then it all comes back to you. It's like, oh, damn. Well, I drew the fucking short end of the straw, I'll tell you that. And you just get to be Shamu for your life. Until eventually you just snap, murder your human, and I don't remember the documentary what happened to them, but I assume they put them down or something. Or transfer them. I think maybe they transferred them to other parks, which has just got to be miserable, man. Honestly, at that point, if they're that psychologically disturbed that they're murdering people, and in some cases, I remember them murdering like other orcas when they got to meet them, that they just start gnawing on them and just fucking them up. But once you get to that point and they're just clearly psychologically disturbed, I mean, there's got to be something you can. If there's not some way to treat them, then I mean, honestly, being totally real, I mean, you might have to put them down. I don't know. I don't like the idea of murdering animals, but it might have to happen, unfortunately. Same with those rhesus monkeys, man, I was talking about in the last podcast. By the way, the first podcast, absolute dumpster fire, absolute faceplant of an episode. But, dude, if you didn't already check it out, man, that fucking Harry Harlow story with the fucking rhesus monkeys, man, is interesting as hell. Super interesting. I'll check it out, man. But, so this is all working under the assumption that you've looked it up at the very least. But, short rundown, Harry Harlow, scientist, wanted to study psychology of monkeys or of people through monkeys, discovered that it turns out people need love. Who knew? But, with those monkeys, man, I mean, if you're that disturbed of monkey, man, if you're self-harming yourself while you're in the tank with the other monkeys, you're banging your head on the ground, all you can do is rock back and forth. You can't even communicate with the other monkeys. All the other monkeys are picking on you. You can't love. Your whole concept of love is so fucking skewed because the only things you had to love were this, fucking cloth mother. If that's all you had, and you just had no interest in finding a partner for your life, and then they fucking tie you down and rape you, and get just fucking gang raped by a fucking horde of male monkeys. You give birth to your child and you fucking murder it, I mean, listen, man. I feel like at that point you're actually doing them a favor, man. Just fucking end it, honestly. I mean, dude, what more do you need? I don't know. I mean, experiment them as long as you can get out of them, I guess, at that time. Nowadays, that definitely wouldn't fly, for sure. I mean, that level of abuse wouldn't fly today. But for the time, it's like, Jesus, man, these monkeys are pretty psychologically just broken. I mean, honestly. Either do your best to give them, the best life with what they have left, and maybe they can kind of work through it eventually. But honestly, at that point, man, you might need to... Probably doing them a favor to just end it, bro. I mean, it hurts to say, man. It really does, but... But anyways, here I was thinking that this was going to be a light podcast. I'd just be like, yeah... feeling good after my first recording. I'm like, you know what, I'll just go in for a second one. And now I'm fucking depressed. So, fuck, son. Okay, we gotta lighten the mood here. Jesus Christ. I don't know how much I can't play videos, I assume, on the podcast. I know I can't. You better believe it, man. If you can't even hum a piece of a song without them fucking copyright claiming whatever the fuck people complain about, there's no way you can play a whole ass video just to cheer yourself up. I don't know. Let's see what we can find. I know. Let's look at some baby polar bears. That always cheers me up, man. Oh my god. Yeah, I encourage you to follow me along in this journey. Jesus Christ, bro. Look at these baby-ass polar bears. They're like dogs. They're like the most adorable dogs you've ever seen in your life, man. Jesus. Because normal polar bears on their own, I mean, normal polar bears, I know, they're fucking psychotic too. You know, they murder every time they eat, they have to murder something. So you better believe they're pretty crazy. But but look at them. Just look at them, man. I mean, don't go up to one, obviously. You know, if you meet one in the wild, you know, obviously, I don't need to tell you, you know, basic logic still applies. But holy cow, man, just look at these. Baby polar bears, man. Holy cow. Man, they put me in a good mood every time. Oh, you get like one of these newborn looking ones, man. They do look like dogs. Just like the most adorable puppies. Except they're more kind of human-like. You know. Oh my god. There's a baby polar bear here. Hugging a teddy bear polar bear. Man, that's adorable. That's absolutely adorable. Almost makes me forget about all the pain and suffering that all those monkeys and orcas had to go through, man. Absolutely adorable. I wish that you looked at those with me, because those are absolutely adorable. Oh, man, baby polar bears. Maybe that's the thing. I ought to rank those. Top 10 most adorable baby animals. I know baby polar bears are number one for me. Baby polar bears... Baby seals have got to be on there. Puppies, obviously. And kittens, obviously. You know, just... I mean, there's kind of no question about it. Those have to be on the list if you're making a top 10 most adorable baby animals. But, you know, man. I don't know. Maybe the next podcast, I'll hit you up with the top 10 fucking most adorable animals. You know, add a little bit of structure to this shit. Because again, like, this has been the most unstructured fucking bullshit ever. Just, you know, going off about fucking nothing. Now it's an hour and 7 minutes. So I've already just absolutely decimated my goal. Because I think I told you guys before that, you know, that my goal is to get to, you know, hour podcasts. Which, you know, don't mean to brag, but, you know, crushed it. Crushed that hour-long goal. You know what bugs me, though? What bugs me is those hour podcasts that only go on for, like, fucking 54 minutes. What's that all about? You ever watch podcasts? Most of them go on for, you know, they usually aim for an hour. But you see the podcast, and they're just, like, 54 minutes. They couldn't even make it an hour. I always feel like the hour goal has got to be like, okay, at least an hour. You hit an hour, everything you do beyond that point is, you know, it's all for fun beyond that. But you got to at least make it to an hour, you know? So, yep, that's pretty bullshit. Fun fact about me, I get peeved at hour-long podcasts that aren't an hour long. That, and if you ever see those, Cinema Sins videos, man. They're always like, you know, everything wrong with fucking, I don't know, the fucking Teletubbies movie or some shit. Everything wrong with the Teletubbies movie in 12 minutes or less. And the fucking video is fucking 12 minutes and 35 seconds. What's that all about, huh? You said in 12 minutes or less. The fuck is wrong with you? Jesus. Pisses me off, man. I don't know why I get so peeved. People making in 12 minutes or less, and it's over 12 minutes. You literally only had one job. You could have just called it Everything Wrong with the Teletubbies movie in 13 minutes or less, and it would be true. I mean, Jesus, man. How does that even happen? How does that actually even happen? Tell me. I'm asking you. Answer the fucking screen that you're watching this thing on. And tell me, man, how does that even happen? Yeah, so anyways, that's also pretty fucking bullshit. Man. I don't know. Yeah. Uh, I still haven't come up with a way to fucking end these. We're at an hour 10 minutes. I feel like I should probably end this relatively soon. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna end this just like right now or if I'm gonna go another 10 minutes maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys, man. But yeah, let me know, man. Get some more interaction with this thing, man. Leave some comments, you know. What do you want me to talk about, you know? What kind of subjects do you want to hear? Because, you know, I want you guys to do my job for me so that I don't have to actually think about what I want to talk about. Just boom. Just whip out those comments and bada bing, bada pow. Just instant shit, man. I don't know. What do you want to hear about? You know, we want to hear my views on fucking. What's some controversial shit? I don't know. Fucking. What do I think about pineapple on pizza? You know? I don't know. You want to hear about that? Comment about it down below. Do you want to hear Ricky's view about pineapple on pizza? Who knows? Yeah, man. Oh. A little bit of a beep there. Let's see. This is the most unprofessional podcast ever. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call this a fucking episode. Ricky's podcast number 2, the most unprofessional podcast ever. That's what I'm going to call it. That's right. Yep. Oh, there you go. That's what the beep was all about. All right. Well, we're already here, so I might as well shut this off. Yep. Again, super professional. Accidentally hit the power button on this shit, and now my fucking PlayStation's just having an absolute spasm. Alright, well that's off now. Thank God. But yeah, I'm on PlayStation. That's my bag. I wish I could be as cool as those, you know, PC master racers, but I just don't have the money nor the time to build my own PC, man. I don't know if anybody knows how to make a PC without, you know, without investing just thousands of dollars into it. I'd love to know. But otherwise, man, yeah, PlayStation's where it's at, man. How's Xbox doing, man? They don't seem to be doing very well, Xbox. I don't know. Because they never had the exclusives, so, you know. I don't know. Do I really give a shit? I don't know. Probably not. I know what I know about those things. But yeah, Jesus, man. Imagine having so little to do that you're just sitting around for fucking like an hour, 13 minutes just listening to me fucking ramble into a mic. Imagine having that little to do with your day that you're just sitting here, I don't know, working out or some shit. I mean, we live in a world where there's the fucking, you know, the fucking Joe Rogan podcast. You can listen to fucking him talking to, you know, Post Malone back to back with fucking Neil deGrasse Tyson, you know. That's in the world, but you know what? You're like, nah, man, nah, bruh. I'm gonna listen to Ricky's podcast where he just fucking diarrheas into the microphone for an hour straight. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Just no guests, just fucking absolutely just shitting into a microphone, and that's all we're doing. Yeah, and periodically he just, you know, just chugs a thing of water, and then he wonders why he has to pee at the end of all the episodes. But I don't have to pee right now, which is probably why this is going well over an hour, because I don't have to desperately pee like I did the last podcast episode. But yeah, man, Jesus, I don't know what I should do. I should start a segment. I should start having segments. They'll come and go, depending on how I feel that day. I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just whip out one of the segments, you know. I'll start a book club, you know. Book club on the fucking podcast. I mean, I'm reading Dune right now. I'm about to finish up, so if you're gonna start, you got a bit of catching up to do, man. I'm already on to the third book. Uh, I don't know. I'm not gonna grab my book. It's all the way on the other side of the room. And there's been enough dead air in this episode that I don't want to just get up and get it. And also, I'm too lazy to do any kind of editing to edit out the fucking dead air. So, you guys just get to deal with it. Guess what? I don't know. I don't know why I'm so fucking bitter. I don't know. Just fucking so bullshit with this podcast. Alright, anyways. Fuck. Anywho, so we're here right now. It's great. I talk a lot of shit, man, on this podcast. I talk a lot of shit on myself. Talk a lot of shit on my viewers. Talk a lot of shit on anybody who's, anybody who's anybody. But it's all out of love, man. It's great. I'm having fun. Just again, I'm just spewing into a microphone. Imagine that. Imagine having that just be your pastime. It's a pretty cool job, man. Pretty cool job. Spew into the mic. Occasionally I'll look at the timer because, I don't know, it interests me. I like to kind of, I don't know. I have this thing. I like to look at how long I'm going so that I can kind of fucking gauge how long it's going to be. Because my perception of time is whack, man. It's whack. Because it's either too fast or too slow, but either way, it's not correct. Either I'll be waiting for like fucking hours and hours. I'll look at the clock, it's only been 5 minutes. Or it's, I'll be like, I'll just be talking and it's like, yeah, alright, cool. Let's go on, this is nice. Let's go on to the rest of the day. Except, oh no, you've been doing it for 5 hours. The day's over. Yeah, good, better luck next time, I don't know. Part of this podcast too is that, I don't know. Here's the thing, because I really like video games, That's been kind of my thing lately. Really like playing them, but they just take so much fucking time. They take so much time, which is bananas to me because in comparison to making a podcast, somehow, that takes more time. So I'm actually doing this to save time. I don't know, it's crazy. I don't know, I'm kind of weaning myself off of it. I'll probably come back. I'm a fucking addict, But until then, you guys get a pretty, I don't know, fucking C-tier podcast. If all goes well. Not these episodes. These episodes are absolute just dumpster fire. Just, they don't even get a score. They don't even get to be dignified with an F tier. They don't even make it on the tier list, man. They just don't even make it. But hopefully, if all goes well, we'll eventually make it to C tier. That's my goal. End goal for the podcast, C tier. We're gonna get there. None of you who listen. Just nobody's listening. That's the crazy thing, man. Fucking nobody's listening to this. It's just me fucking going absolutely bananas in a microphone. That's all it is. But does it have to be anything more? Can't I just be satisfied that, I have all this technology at my disposal to start a podcast? I don't know. Jesus Christ, man, these haven't been funny. I don't know what's going on here. I started this thing and it's like, oh, it'll be great. I'll just rant into a microphone. It'll just be giant rants. That'll be my specialty. I'll just rant all the time. It'll be great. And then it's just been depressing. All I've had to talk about is just Reese's monkeys getting fucking psychologically tormented and orcas being imprisoned. That's all I got. Those are the only things I have, and my fucking bullshit stories about how I went to the high school and then fucking In-N-Out Burger. Yeah, that's my life. That's how exciting I am. Meanwhile, people are doing actual shit. Just, people are out there, I don't know, fucking mountain climbing and shit. Just freestyle. Just no rope, no nothing. Just boom, just freestyling it up a mountain. Yeah, those guys don't have to start podcasts to get some kind of, self-worth out of their day. But anyways, this has all been very, Very depressing. But, first couple episodes, you're going to have some stinkers. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. You just go off for an hour and 20 minutes and you've made zero progress. It's just the way it is sometimes. You just got to roll with it, I'll come back at it. I don't know, maybe a week. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to do this, how I'm going to split this up, but I'll figure it out. I'll come back with you guys. It'll be great. But yeah, I think I'm going to end it here, man. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, or don't if you didn't. If you hated it, dislike the video. Fucking talk shit about it. Who cares? Like and subscribe if you did. Leave a comment. It doesn't have to be nice. Leave a fucking trolly-ass comment. Who gives a shit? I just want attention. And I'll see you guys all in the next podcast. Bye, guys. See ya.